each game seeming like a must-win situation. Emotions ran high for the Giants last night as they beat the Padres and picked up a game in the wild card race. A big reason for the Giants' success is their defense. Outstanding once again last night. They rank near the top in the league in fielding. The big bats will be out tonight as the Padres and Giants meet in Game 2 of the series. Coming up next. From beautiful Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, this is Game 2 of a 3-game series between the San Francisco Giants and the San Diego Padres. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper along with my partner Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants picked up a big win last night, and Mike, with every game from here on out, they're all big.
Indeed they are. And tonight's game features two cornerstone starters, Andy Ashby for the Padres, Kirk Reuter for the Giants. Now, Ashby's been struggling. His last 3 starts in 12 1/3 innings, he's given up 20 runs. And Reuter really has to get into that good Reuter rhythm. Right. He hasn't been in the last couple starts. I think the advantage goes to the team to whichever starter gets off to a fast track.
Well, about a half an hour ago, there was a new home run single-season champion of all time, and that's Mark McGwire. And in St. Louis, this was Joe Buck's call.
Down the left field line, is it enough? Gone! There it is! 62! Touch first, Mark. You are the new single-season home run king.
And I'm not sure, Mike, it gets any more exciting than that.
No, it doesn't. And Mark McGwire, from all the Bay Area baseball fans, from the San Francisco Giants, and for all of us at Fox Sports, congratulations.
And the San Francisco Giants watched this on the field when it happened, and you can be assured that they were just as thrilled as the St. Louis Cardinals were. And you know what? I think we said it this afternoon walking around town. The Midwest should be proud.
They really should. They handled it well. And I mean, we saw the whole scene unfold when we were up here. We had crocodile tears. It was very emotional. Wonderful event.
All right, big game tonight for the Giants and the Padres. When we come back here at Qualcomm Stadium, this will be Game 2 of this 3-game series. We'll have the starting lineups and the first pitch. Stay with us right after this. Here at the ballpark in San Diego, Marvin Bernard gets ready to stand in facing Andy Ashby. And the first pitch of the ball game is down low. Well, with all our excitement and the coverage of the home run by Mark McGwire, we will give you the lineups between Bernard and Miller. Here's the pitch to Bernard, and he hits a high drive to right field. And on the first pitch, or second pitch, out of here. 1-0 Giants.
And that's going to rock Andy Ashby. Remember, he's been struggling the last 12 1/3 innings that he's pitched, which covered 3 starts. He's given up 20 runs. 19 of them were earned. And just like that, he's behind 1-0.
Third home run for Bernard. And this is what it looked like.
Just a fat fastball right at the belt, out over the plate. See you later.
Here's Bill Miller, and on the first pitch, he pops it to left field for Greg Vaughn, who'll make the catch. That's out number 1. Here's the Giants lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You saw Bernard, he hit the home run. Miller flies out. Batting third will be Barry Bonds. Kent is the cleanup hitter, followed by Ellis Burks. J.T. Snow will follow Burks. 7th is Brent Maine. Hitting 8th, Rich Aurelia. Kirk Reuter will bat 9th. Here's Bonds. Just learned that Bonds, National League Player of the Week.
Congratulations. 8-time All-Star Barry Bonds.
32 home runs, 105 RBIs, and hits Ashby well. I was about to say hits him like he owns him, but I don't think that's quite fair. Although Bonds does have 17 hits against Ashby. 7 of the 17 have been home runs.
That's ownage.
Okay. Here's the pitch to Bonds, and Bonds takes low.
I mean, when you're hitting .436 lifetime against the guy and 39 ABs with 7 jacks, You got to send him Christmas cards and presents and all kinds of neat things. How about a limousine to get him to the ballpark? That's what you need to send him.
And Bonds takes a 4-pitch walk. Now the Cardinals have done some rallying to take the lead over the Chicago Cubs 5-2. The first run scored in that game was McGuire's 62nd home run. Now McGuire ended up walking his next time up, and then Langford hit a 3-run home run. I would assume that they're having lots of fun at Busch Stadium. I mean, lots of fun.
Well, it's their World Series.
Here's Jeff Kent. He takes a strike. Yeah, people forget that throughout this Sosa McGuire watch, the Giants and San Francisco fans think of the Giants-Dodger rivalry as big. Well, the Cardinal-Cubs rivalry in that neck of the woods is just as big. Kent with a 3-run home run last night. Swings and misses, and it's 0-2.
Ashby opened up the at-bat with a nice little cutter to steal strike one. Then he sunk the ball down out of strike zone, down and in. Now, when he is throwing well, he has great command to both sides of the plate with everything that he throws, especially his fastball. But what he's had problems with his last several starts is the fastball. He hasn't had that great command with it. He's had the velocity, but he hasn't had the command.
Bonds goes. Kent. Strike 3. Bonds with a stolen base.
There's such a thing as a finesse pitcher with power. It's Ashby. At times he'll get that fastball up around 95, 96 miles per hour. He's got 4 things he can do to the ball: cutter or a slider, a curveball, changeup. He can spot all of them, and he can strike you out with all of them. That's how good his pitches are. Defensively behind him, Vaughn, Finley, and Gwynn in the outfield with Caminiti, Gomez, Veras, and Leyritz in the infield. And Hernandez does the catching for the Padres tonight.
Here's Ellis Burks hitting .298. Gets it on the ground to Caminiti. And as Bond runs in front of him, Caminiti throws to first to end it. Giants get on the board on the home run from Marvin Bernard. So Marvin doesn't waste any time. He gets this game going in favor of the Giants after 1/2 inning. It's the Giants 1 and the Padres coming up.
Did you find the perfect home today? What if you did? How can Bank of America help make it yours? Bank of America, put your life in motion.
It's Nissan's 8-day super sales event, and we're kicking off the month of September with incredible deals. For 8 days only, you can get $2,500 cash back on all new, well-built and dependable 98 Nissan cars and trucks in stock. But hurry, Nissan's incredible 8-day super sales event ends on September 8th. Visit your local Nissan store to take advantage of $2,500 cash back on all new 98 Nissans.
I'd like to help California Indians, but when I checked into Proposition 5, I learned that we could end up with over 100 casinos in California. Casinos that would be exempt from local zoning laws and California environmental protection regulations. They could be built without our approval and with no concern for our communities and our families. That's why so many Californians are opposed. I want to help California Indians, but I'm voting no on Proposition 5.
Did you retire today? What if you did? How can Bank of America help with what's ahead? Bank of America, put your future in motion.
Veras gets ready to stand in. 1-0 Giants. Kirk Reuter 14-9, making his 30th start. Veras, the switch hitting second baseman, leading off, followed by Tony Gwynn, then Ken Caminiti. And the first pitch hammered on the ground. Rich Aurelia backhand sets, slings to JT Snow. 1 down. Here's the San Diego Padres lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. You saw Kilvio Veras on the 6-3. Gwynn hitting second. Third, Ken Caminiti. The cleanup hitter, Greg Vaughn. Jim Leyritz, fifth. Steve Finley will hit sixth. Doing the catching, and Carlos Hernandez will hit seventh. Chris Gomez eighth, and pitching and batting ninth is Andy Ashby. Gwynn hitting .326. Takes it low. 1 ball and no strike. With Gwynn, it doesn't really matter if it's a left-hander on the mound. He's going to get his hits no matter who is out there. He's 3 for 14, however, against Reuter, and that's fouled out of play. So you would have to assume anybody that holds Gwynn to a .214 average has done a good job.
He's my hero. I held him to about a .413 average.
And you were probably happy with it.
Yeah, I was proud.
Could have been worse.
He had 18 lifetime hits. I know that because it's in the Padres media guide. I'm reminded every year I go to look at stats that he has amassed in his brilliant career.
Tony Gwynn's all-time opposing pitching stat. Chops it off the plate and off his foot.
And he has done wonders for this franchise in San Diego. Very, very classy human being. Loves to talk about hitting. Used to love to listen to him and Will Clark get into hitting discussions.
And Gwynn shaking his wrist as if he not only has problems with his leg, but showing signs that maybe his hand or wrist is bothering him. I don't know if I'd fall for that.
No. Generally speaking, if you see a guy and you see the right hand come off the bat in the swing, you see a guy have a bad wrist or do something that would lead you to believe he has a bad wrist, you come right back inside. Giants are going away.
To right field, and this game is tied. Home run number 13 for Gwynn.
Sore wrist, maybe I'll get a fastball trick, and he got a fastball that was up right out over the plate, and that bat speed looked very quick.
Well, we weren't buying it. Caminiti hitting .262, 28 home runs, 81 RBI. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-1.
Boy, throughout the series last night and here again tonight, Caminiti has gone up there and just flailed away at the first pitch, and not a lot of those pitches have been in the strike zone.
Blocked by Maine. Caminiti 3 for 16 with a home run off of Reuter. So solo home runs, one from Bernard for the Giants and one from Tony Gwynn. Up and in to Caminiti. 2 balls and 1 strike.
For Reuter, that's the 26th home run of the year he has given up.
Uria will take another backhanded play and throw Caminiti out.
The report on Reuter likes to establish that outside part of the plate early in the game. He'll do it with his sinker, which tails away from a right-handed hitter. He does it with a changeup and a backdoor breaking ball. Late in the count, he will pitch inside with fastballs. But he has got to keep the ball down. Defensively behind Reuter, Bonds, Burks, and Bernard in the outfield with Miller, Aurelia, Kent, and Snow in the infield. Brent Maine gets the assignment. The Giants, who are tied in the National League for first place in fielding percentage.
Here's Vaughn. Vaughn with 47 home runs, the most ever in a single season for a Padre. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to Greg Vaughn.
For Reuter, he's not going to overpower you with a fastball. His fastball velocity-wise will be between 85 and 87 miles per hour. He's got to keep the ball down around the knees. When it gets up, it gets whacked.
Inside, and it's 3-0 to Vaughn.
He will have the green light.
Great matchup last night between Greg Vaughn and Jose Mesa with the bases loaded. Giants hanging on to a 1-run lead. Mesa struck him out. And a 4-pitch walk, bringing Jim Leyritz to the mound, or to the plate.
Talking to the Giants pitchers before the game, they said that the mound in the bullpen was a very high mound, and that the mound in the main diamond was a very flat mound, so that you had a tendency to throw the ball high when you first came into the ball game. You had to make an adjustment period. You were sort of vulnerable to leaving some balls up the first couple hitters you faced.
Vaughn takes his lead, and the pitch is low and in, 1-0. Leyritz hitting .293. He's got 3 home runs, 16 RBIs.
The Giants bullpen mound reconstructed after the Chargers game on Sunday.
2-0. First time that Leyritz has ever faced Kirk Reuter. Swing and a miss.
Good 2-0 changeup there. That would be one of Reuter's keys. The type of command he has with that changeup in fastball counts, and that was a dandy.
High fly ball to right field. Marvin Bernard. Plenty of room makes the catch. End of inning. The home run by Tony Gwynn. So with one swing of the bat, Tony Gwynn ties this game up. We've completed one. Giants 1, Padres 1.
College football Saturday. The fired up Bulldogs battle the Tigers, and the Hurricanes storm into Bearcat country. Saturday at 9:30 on Fox Sports Bay Area.
Come on, why did they sign him? I should be up there. I told enough work. It's no fair. Wait, is he limping?
No, he's just scratching himself.
The A's meet the Mariners September 22nd at 7 on Fox Sports Bay Area.
What has he got that I don't got?
Talent.
Besides that?
It's Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net.
Fly away!
The biggest bats,
This is tag. Forget it.
the best arms,
He struck him out.
and the stars of tomorrow hit the field every Thursday.
He robs him of another home run.
The National Game of the Week. Catch Baseball Thursday on Fox Sports Net.
Rise and shine.
Fox Sports News brings you the fastest half hour of sports power. Fox Sports News this morning. Woo! With highlights and scores. Plus, our up-to-the-minute Fox Sports News line with all the latest breaking stories every half hour.
Hot off the grill. We are cooking.
Got 30 minutes? We've got your sports. Fox Sports News this morning. Weekdays starting at 6:30.
Giants 1, Padres 1. Well, Mark McGwire with one swing of the bat is past the legend, and now baseball's most hallowed record has fallen. Join us tomorrow at 6:30 and 11 p.m. for Fox Sports News special, Breaking the Record Home Run History, as we take you inside Mark McGwire's season of glory. That should be a lot of fun to watch. 6:30 and 11 tomorrow. Look at Mark McGwire's glorious season this year, and by the way, certainly not finished yet. He's got 62 and counting. JT Snow, no balls and 1 strike at the plate. Foul down the third base line. That is one replay that we are all going to see a lot of, and so are our children, and so are their children.
Yeah, that was quite a moment. I thought it was pretty neat when Sammy Sosa came out of his position in right field to congratulate him. Came all the way in front of, down to the Giants, or the Cardinals dugout, and they embraced and gave us congratulations. I thought that was a great scene as well.
Well, I think we all lost it when McGuire went over and took the entire Maris family. I mean, it was one big, it looked like a big family bear hug.
It did.
It was absolutely incredible. 2-2 to Snow. And Snow works it to a full count.
I also thought it was pretty neat. McGuire missed first base, had to go back and touch it. You think after 62 times he'd get it right.
Well, you know what? That's what makes it great. It was such a normal thing to do. And Snow takes the walk. Normal because he's watching the ball.
Good at bat there from JT to milk out the walk to lead the inning on it. Ashby does not give out a lot of walks. 209 innings pitched. He's only given up 51 while striking out 140. Almost a 3-to-1 ratio. That's outstanding. He's had a good year, but he has hit a real bump in the road here the last 3 starts.
Brent Maine gets a start tonight. Left-handed hitter hitting .265, 3 home runs, 31 RBIs.
You know, Cap, I think for Ashby, was talking he was going to win 20 games about 3 starts ago, and then all of a sudden he's just sort of lost command of his fastball, and he's been getting whacked around a lot. He's in uncharted territory as far as wins and innings pitch is concerned this year.
First pitch is strike.
It's always been that type of pitcher labeled great potential, a possible big win type of pitcher, but he's never gone out and really proven it, and this was his breakout year. So he's into September, the month which really is the one that you're judged by everybody in the game, and he's stumbling, and it certainly has affected his confidence. A big concern of the Padres as they head to the playoffs.
Line drive, and that's all they'll get. The out at second. Maine hit it hard.
Well, fireworks night at 3Com Park is this Friday night. Come out and watch the sky come alive as the Giants celebrate the era of swing music with a tribute to the Rat Pack. The Giants will then take on the Rockies at 7:35. And then day games will follow on the 12th and 13th of September. Both start at 1:05. So you can purchase your tickets in advance by calling 510-762-BALL or check out the Giants website at www.sfgiants.com. That's fireworks night, Friday, September 11th.
Well, the Giants and Rockies have been known to have fireworks without the ones that light up in the sky. Pitcher really takes a strike.
They're usually good for an annual flight or two.
Ashby, in his second start against the Giants, he beat San Francisco on June 14th. He beat him 3-2 in this ballpark. 5-6 lifetime. Aurelia into center field, coming in as Finley still coming in, and he'll make the catch. And Snow slips. And San Francisco already have. And that is a beautiful, brand new downtown ballpark. Well, Pacific Bell is rapidly rising out of the ground. Now's the time to step up and secure your charter seats. Don't be left out. The number to call, 1-800-5-GIANTS. 1-800-5-GIANTS. Finley takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Reuter comes back with the next pitch, and that's a strike, says home plate umpire Jerry Lane. The Padres lead the season series 7-3.
Well, last night the Giants' victory was the first loss for the Padres against a Western Division foe here at Qualcomm Stadium. They were a perfect 14-0 against the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, and the Giants. Prior to last night, that man right there, Jeff Kent, had a lot to do with ruining that perfect streak.
Snow will keep this fair, and that's out number 1. The ballpark proposal in November that'll be on the ballot. This is what the ballpark is supposedly going to look like if it passes. It's safe to say that it's going to be a gorgeous ballpark. We love the location, which is not very far from our hotel, which is located on the water. Padres are hoping with a successful year, and it's going to be a successful year, they're going to win the National League West, that will help voters choose to vote in favor of the ballpark.
Talking with Kevin Towers, the general manager of the Padres today, and he thinks they have a pretty good chance of getting it approved.
And Aurelio will watch this sail over his head, and Carlos Hernandez, who's been a bit of a giant killer, gets a base hit. Bringing Chris Gomez to the plate.
Shortstop, number 10, Chris Gomez.
Towers also went on to say that because of the success and the age of this Padre team, it's going to take about $65 million next year to keep it all intact. And the Padres do not have that type of financial resource.
There's no way they can spend that kind of money.
Financially, they're in a similar situation as the Giants.
Strike to Gomez, who comes in hitting .264. Andy Ashby on deck, 1 out, 1 aboard in a 1-1 game. That misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
For Reuter, it's all about angle. He keeps his hand on top of the baseball. He gets a sink on his fastball, and he gets a slider that's got some good downward action on it. When he drops that hand to the side and he gets to a low 3/4 release, that movement runs flat, and it's not easy for him to get it down in the strike zone.
Good changeup from Reuter.
And it seems to me, Kite, he's got a little more problem out of the stretch than he does out of the windup in controlling that release. And that is really a big reason as to why he has been inconsistent this year. Out of 29 starts, he's only been in the 7th inning 6 times.
Strike 3 call. Gomez knew it. 2 down.
Batting ninth, pitcher, number 43, Andy Ashby.
And here's Andy Ashby. Ashby, 8 for 66 with a couple of RBIs. And a half swing and a miss.
Ashby's kind of like Danny Darwin. He'll get up there and take his hacks. Not a big threat. Looks pretty striking out sometimes. How's that for a compliment?
Yeah, it'll work. Hernandez with his lead. The pitch to Ashby is a strike. No balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. 1-1. Way outside. The Mets took a pounding today from the Philadelphia Phillies. I think I saw the score was 16-4. Is that possible?
It was ugly. The Mets going down to defeat, and the Cubs losing in the 7th inning 6-2 now to the Cardinals. Giants have a chance to move up on both clubs. That ain't going to happen a whole lot.
Strikeout to end the inning. Ashby strikes out a pair. The Padres will strand 1. Giants coming up.
EA Sports presents Cyberberry, only on Madden NFL 99. EA Sports, it's in the game. You're watching Fox Sports Bay Area. Here's the problem. It's a weekday afternoon, and you're here. And the A's are playing here. Here's the solution. After work, go home and turn on Fox Sports Bay Area's A's Light. We'll take an entire afternoon game and condense it down to a half hour. Then Glenn Kuiper adds some facts, stats, and insights, and you'll feel just like you were at the game. And you don't have to ask the boss for a 3-hour lunch break. A's Light on Fox Sports Bay Area. It's how to make the game when you can't make the game.
This is the steering wheel of a dragster. It is used for going straight. This is the steering wheel of a stock car. It goes left. And this is the steering wheel of a Formula One racing car. It goes right, straight, adjusts the foil, the pit radio, has 2 controls for the clutch, multiple gear shifts, oh, and of course, goes left. For state-of-the-art speed, it's Formula One.
Catch the Italian Grand Prix Sunday at 10 on Fox Sports Bay Area.
Giants won, Padres won. In tribute to baseball's first 400 man, Barry Bonds will be honored by the Giants prior to the Giants-Dodgers game on Friday, September 18th. First 30,000 fans in attendance will receive a full-color art print collage of Bonds, which celebrates his record-breaking milestone. Giants and Dodgers series is continuing on the 19th and 20th, both 105 games. Be part of this great series and the great tribute to Barry Bonds. Call 510-762-BALL to order your tickets by phone.
Between innings here at Qualcomm Stadium, the fans got a chance to see the celebration that went on when Mark McGwire stepped on home plate after hitting number 62. Everybody wants to watch, and I don't blame him. Here's Reuter. He takes low. Reuter's been a good hitter this year for the Giants, hitting .250. And he fouls it down the left field line.
You know what he's done is he's taken a lot of swing out, and he just tries to let the power on the swing of the bat be applied by the pitcher. Just lay that bat out flat, keep it in the zone as long as you can, think opposite way, and take your chances.
Behind the bag at second is Gomez, and he'll throw him out, and Reuter moving down the line pretty good. So with one out, that'll bring Marvin Bernard to the plate. Marvin led off this game with a home run. We hadn't even got to the lineups yet, and Bernard whacked one out.
Road games, he has been a terror. 331 average with a home run. I'll tell you, when he hits a home run, it's a mistake.
Below the knees to Marvin Bernard. No balls. Make that 1 ball and no strikes. At Bill Miller on deck. (2-0). What just a great night for baseball.
It's been something that has been in anticipation since last year, really.
Veras goes down. He won't make the play. What is he doing? And Bernard is going to go to second. Kilvio, shake yourself.
Now, he may have been shaken up on the play, but making that throw was not the most judicious thing he could have done, knowing that Bernard's speed would make it that there would be no play anyway. Why waste the throw? It's a nice play getting to you. Jams his right wrist. And here,
third baseman Bill Miller.
And that effort there cost him an error in 90 feet. And it moves Bernard up in the scoring position with 1 out.
That throw was right at Carlos Alfonso. A little grimace from Kilvio Veras. Miller hit a line drive. No, he didn't. That was Brent May. Miller popped out to left field. He's 0 for 1.
He too has been red hot on the road. All of his home runs have come on the road. It's a good two-seam location that Ashby will do to get that inside pitch to left-handers. He'll freeze you. Starts it off inside, everybody gives up on it, and then boom, it comes back in, hits that corner. Good pitch.
And it's 2 balls and a strike now to Bill Miller.
The concern that the Padres have is that Ashby does not get that rhythm back going into the latter part of the season and going into the playoffs. Because they have Kevin Brown, who can dominate. But beyond Brown, Ashby, Joey Hamilton, they've got question marks. And up until the last 3 starts, Ashby was not a question mark. He was dominating this league as well.
3-1 now to Miller. Three balls and 1 strike with Marvin Bernard in scoring position. Miller hits a ground ball to the right side. Alvarez has it. He throws on the first. Now Billy Miller played some defense last night. Man, there was just one play that he was spectacular. Take a look at that.
I mentioned the conversation I had with the Padres general manager, Kevin Towers, and he was really complimentary to Bill Miller. He said, I couldn't believe how quick he is. He goes, I didn't think anybody was as quick as Caminiti. He says Miller is. Left and right, his agility is equal to that of the Gold Glover Caminiti, and that's quite a compliment.
Here's a pitch to Bonds, and Bonds turns this over, and it's a slow roll to the right side, and that will end the inning. So Ashby gets out of the jam, stranding Miller at third. It's 1-1.
Sorry I'm late. Tell your dad the wedding's on me.
Still not done, but we'll finish it for free.
Wouldn't it be nice if everything were guaranteed like cable service? Because we're on time for installations or they're free. And we're on time for service appointments or you get $20.
Hi.
Guaranteed.
Sorry, I was late. Here's $20.
And so is School in the Bay, Fox Sports Bay Area's new high school football sports show. Check out Kevin the Rat as he visits a different high school every Friday for that night's matchup and talks with the coaches, the players, and pros about football around the Bay. It's all on School in the Bay, Saturday night at 7:30 on Fox Sports Bay Area.
Silvio Veras to lead it off takes a strike. It'll be the top of the batting order. Veras, Gwynn, and Caminiti. Silvio Veras hit a ball in the hole that Aurelia backhanded and threw him out, and he pops this one to center field. Ellis Burks coming in. He's got time and room, and he makes the catch. Join us tomorrow night at 7:30. San Francisco Giants, San Diego Padres, coming from Qualcomm Stadium right here in Southern California. Final regular season meeting between the Padres and the Giants, and we'll have it for you. Kevin Towers, Brian Sabia, GM for the Padres, GM for the Giants. Low, 1 ball and no strike.
I know what they're talking about.
Talking about how to keep their players.
That and Mark McGuire.
Win, homer in the first inning.
Well, that was one comment that Towers made. He said, you having any fun? He says, well, not really. You work hard to put a team together, then you have to try and worry about how to keep them together. It's not an easy thing to do. It's not an easy thing to stay competitive 2 years in a row.
Strike to make it 3-1 to Gwynn. JT Snow will field this in foul territory. Well, the problem for San Diego is LA's to the north, Mexico's to the south, the ocean is to the west, and I guess they can only go east.
And that's where the desert is.
Hit hard, Kent spears it on the backhand and throws him out. So geographically speaking, it's tough.
Number 21 was third baseman Ken Caminiti.
Here's Caminiti, who grounded out to short.
That's what you like to see from Reuter. You know he has his good stuff when he throws a lot of ground balls. He's got his good sink. It means his arm angle's right.
Caminiti again swinging at the first pitch.
Not much success. 3 for 17.
exactly as a cut as you're ever going to see.
Caminiti's funny. You ask him, why are you first pitch swinging at everything? I don't know.
Am I?
I just do it.
Yeah, I don't know. Am I?
Yeah.
The target set by Maine, and he hits the target, and it's a ball. 1-2. Got him. Caminiti takes a call third. We've played 3 innings. Kent will lead it off. It's a 1-1 game.
College Football Saturday.
There you see Jeff Kent getting ready to bat. Knee brace on that right knee. Giants 1, Padres 1. 4th inning. Ashby throws. Kent takes a little bit off the plate, 1-0.
There's a play in last night's ball game, late in the ball game, when Kent had to go to his backhand, and when he did, he looked like he hyperextended his knee, and then he was sort of hobbling a bit after the play. I asked him about it today. He said it wasn't his knee, it was his heel. The ball was hit so sharply, he had one thing in mind: keep the ball in front of him so he could make a play. He knew very well how important that first out is in an inning. He knocked the ball down, but in doing so and throwing the brakes down as fast as he did, he jammed his ankle. But he said it felt fine today.
Inside to Kent. 2 balls and 1 strike. So the numbers for Kent with RBIs, the ratio, right up there with the big other 2. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Kent swings and fouls it. First is McGuire. Second, Sammy Sosa. At bats per RBI. I think anything that you can do to get joined in with McGuire and Sosa, you'd kind of like to do right now. Close pitch, a full count, not a Kent. Ellis Burks on deck. JT Snow to follow.
Ashby going with a tight little curveball and missing right down the bottom of the strike zone, getting Kent to fish with. Perfectly placed by design. Nice pitch.
Ellis Burks grounded out to Caminiti to end the first inning.
Ashby did a good job of saving the breaking ball in that at bat. He really set it up well with the fastballs.
Burks takes it a little bit outside, 1-0.
Well, Ashby has been struggling, but tonight he's had pretty good command of that fastball down around the knees. He has not missed too many times upstairs or even at the belt.
One ball and 1 strike to Ellis Burks. Burks a little under the 300 mark, hitting 297. He rips one to left field. That'll be a base hit. It could be 2. Vaughn gets it in foul territory, but Burks hustling into second with a 1-out double.
That's a pretty good breaking ball, too. He just went down there and got it. He's dangerous. If you run something flat that breaks away from him like a flat slider, and he kills that pitch. The best breaking ball you can throw to him is an over-the-top 12-6 type break on it, or a split. With that lazy slider, he kills.
Snow walked to lead off the second. 3 for 14 with a home run against Andy Ashby. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Hernandez as he may have tried to pull a deke on Ellis Burks, acting like that ball went to the backstop.
Worth a try.
Not buying it was Ellis Burks.
Hey, it worked in college once.
I look to second, the pitch to Snow. Low and in, 2-0.
You know, for Ashby, who's been messed up, the hardest time of the year to get mechanically screwed up is September, because you're throwing so many innings and so many pitches. You don't really have the luxury of having arm strength to go down there between starts and throw a lot on the side.
Snow pulls a foul. See if they give the ball away. Huh?
I'm betting they will. She's finding a kid. Yep.
All right. She found a mom.
Chick to chick.
You know what? That might be the ball girl's mom.
Could be.
Smell something going on here.
Uh-huh. It's a sorority thing.
2 balls and 1 strike. She knew exactly where she was going when she caught that foul ball. Snow with a good swing, but he fouls it back.
How about Ashby? He's thrown 211 innings already. That's a lot. And he's probably got another 4 starts left. So it's a bit of a problem for he and his pitching coach, Dave Stewart, to get in there between starts and just really spend some quality time to try and get back mechanically into a throwing mode that would allow him to have that great command that he's had all year long. He really has had a prolonged rhythm. And it just has been the last 3 starts where it's been weird.
Snow hits a high drive in the left center field. Finley on his horse, still on his horse, and he can't get there. Ball kind of just flops on the warning track. Burks will score easily. Snow with a double and an RBI. Giants lead 2-1.
And that was great base running from Ellis Burks. Because the ball was hit so high, he had to wait back a long time to see if Finley was going to be able to get to it. And he really had to stay close to the bag, because if Finley catches that ball, he's got to go back. Once the ball got down, his instincts were good, and it allowed himself to score. You see him walking back to the bag in anticipation of that ball getting caught. Finley, who had been playing well over in the right center field, could not catch up to the high fly.
Ellis Burks with a double, followed by a double by Kim. And here's Brent Maine, who lined out to second. Beg your pardon, it was J.T. Snow with a hit, and here's Maine, and he fouls it down the left field line. At this time of the year, you see a ball hit and you expect it to take a big bounce. That one didn't. 8th inning, Cardinals leading the Cubs 6-3. Low. And the Phillies all over the Mets, 16-4. Even 6th for the pair of home runs. Inside to Brent Maine.
You know why a release point can leave you this late in the year is that oftentimes you can't get your arm up into a normal throwing position. It's just tired. And if you're normally a high 3/4, which is where Ashby is, I mean, you can fluctuate 10 degrees, go down to a low 3/4 release.
Maine takes it away.
You still have good velocity, but you won't have that command, and your movement is different. Kirk Reuter has fought that same type of a release consistency all year long. Especially tough for long-wasted pitchers like Ashby and Reuter.
Ashby will look to second, and he throws, and it's in the dirt. Ashby not close on a number of those pitches.
Well, he's vulnerable right now. Carlos Hernandez is wondering, what the heck's going on? You don't ever walk guys. And that man right there, Bruce Bochy, thinking the same thing.
Well, the Giants and Dodgers will play on Friday night, September 18th at 7:35. And then on Saturday and Sunday, the 19th and 20th, it's Fan Appreciation Weekend. All kinds of prizes will be given away. As an example, how about a Giants motorcycle? The number to call, 510-762-BALL. Rich really at the plate, and he takes high.
Yeah, I saw that Giants motorcycle.
I bet it's pretty cool.
If you're a Giants fan, you want it, even if you don't ride a motorcycle.
Park it in your garage, your living room. Sit on it and watch the Giants game.
That's what I do. Wouldn't even put gas in it.
Autographed memorabilia. Double look to second, the pitch to Aurelia, and that misses, and it's 2.
Ashby again away from the target. That wasn't a bad pitch, but because Carlos Hernandez was setting up for the inside, he had to reach across himself to the outside corner. He didn't get the call. Had he been sitting up outside, he probably would have. There's the inside location. Now he reaches across. That was on the outside corner.
2 balls and no strikes. And that is a strike to make it 2-0. Pitch before that may have been even better than that. Right, if that catcher moves around a lot, you're not going to get a lot of calls. The sign's given by Hernandez. Here's the pitch. Aurelia takes a strike, and it's 2-2.
Now that's the best pitch of this entire at bat. Nasty breaker in the outside corner. Richie's sitting on fastball here. And there's a good tight little curveball right at the knees on the black away.
2-2. On the dirt, and Hernandez now spots it. Snow thought about it, but decided to stay put.
If there's any hesitation, go back. Basic rule of the base paths.
He who hesitates
is lost.
Go back.
He who hesitates is out.
Three and 2. The question, does Dusty Baker send the runner? We'll find out. Runners do not go. Aurelia takes a walk.
Wow, 3-2 hook.
He started it at Aurelia.
Dave Stewart wondering about the same pitch selection there in the 3-2 count with a pitcher coming up. Bruce Bochy's going to go out there. He's going to find out what's going on himself. Right about now, you look into your pitcher's eyes, and the guy doesn't have command or doesn't have control of his pitches. He'll get a little wild-eyed.
Now the Discover card will, Mike, donate $500 to the local chapter of the Make-A-Wish Foundation for each Grand Slam hit in this game.
That's a little panic right there.
Snow is at third. At second is Maine. At first is Aurelia. Reuter, who makes contact. The Giants just do not want him to hit into a double play. He fouls it back. He had a rip.
I think the Japanese have a great philosophy. In Japan, if you think you're going to hit into a double play, strike out.
Man.
I mean, to watch Aurelia, they can stay out of the DP assures that Martin Bernard has already got 2 hits in this ball game and has picked up Ashby extremely well. We'll get a chance to whack this inning.
Yeah. I think Reuter's going to knock him out. Foul down the left field line. Reuter with 2 RBIs. Hit a ground ball up the middle and was thrown out by Gomez.
And be careful on the bases right now, too, because Ashby is a pitcher that likes to put pickoff plays on.
Off the glove of Ashby. To the bag, the throw to first, double play. And that'll end the inning. So Ashby gets out of it, only allowing the 1 run. The Giants will leave the bases loaded. Home half of the 4th coming up. 2-1 Giants. Legend territory, and now baseball's most hallowed record has fallen. Join us tomorrow at 6:30 and 11 p.m. for a Fox Sports News special, Breaking the Record, Home Run History. That's the title as we take you inside Mark McGwire's season of glory. Here's Greg Vaughn. He walked in the 1st inning. And he takes a pitch low. Now the double play to end the inning. Now if Ashby doesn't lay a glove on it, I think it's more of a routine double play than it turned out to be. I think the ball was headed to center field.
I agree. But the only chance you had of staying out of it is with him whacking into it a little bit and deflecting it. Gomez made a nice play.
Vaughn, a little bat speed on that swing, and it's 1-2.
I think Chris Gomez does a good job for these Padres. He just catches the ball. He makes all the routine plays.
He does.
And I also like him in the outfield on his relay arm. There's Chris Gomez. Now it's time to think about hitting though.
Struck him out. Vaughn out swinging. 1 out. 4th strikeout for Reuter.
And that last strikeout on the breaking ball, excellent placement with the backdoor slider. And that had good downward break on it. Watch that Chris Gomez double play. Ball comes right back up the middle. Now you're trained as a pitcher to just try and get a piece of it. He does just that. And here's where the play is made. He has to wait to get the hop, steps on the bag with his left foot, and follows right through and throws a strike over to 1st.
Leyritz popped out to right field in the 1st. He's 0 for 1. First baseman for the Padres. Wally Joyner still not able to play. High bounding ball to Miller at 3rd. His long throw to Snow in time.
Well, Leyritz is probably going to be the DH if the Padres were to get that far and face an American League team in the World Series.
Here's Steve Finley. Mike was talking yesterday about Finley's problem, trying to pull everything. What does that tell you?
Well, everything he's hit this year is to right field, with the exception of 36 base hits, 91 of them to dead right. Dead pull hitter. And that's bad. I'll tell you why, because he's fast. And he would really do himself a better service if he would take the outside location and just put it on the ground to the left side of the infield. He has the kind of speed that if it's a 2-hopper to the shortstop, he can beat that out.
Well, it was 1996 where Finley hammered out 30 home runs after never hitting more than 11.
He followed it up with 28 last year, so this year I think he's come up there trying to do the same thing. And he's pull happy because of it. He's one-sided on the plate. I think his only threat is if you leave something out middle in. If you throw anything on the outer half of the plate that's soft, he's going to hit a little weak ground ball to shortstop or the second baseman.
Well, Brian Johnson went out to check if Reuter was all right. Read his lips telling Jerry Lane, he said, "I'm all right," meaning that somebody thought something was wrong with him.
He's had a tender elbow his last 3 starts. He's doubtful at some point in time before his last start as if he would even answer the bell. But he really has not suffered much tonight. His velocity has been what it normally is, between 85 and 87 miles per hour.
JT Snow has got it, and he will go to the bag, and that will be out number 3. So a strikeout and a pair of ground balls. We've completed 4 innings here in San Diego. Giants on top 2-1.
This month, another 18 million people will go online.
Can you name the other 2 professional athletes? Good question.
Andy Sheets is now going to play second base. So Cuvio Veras may indeed have hurt himself on that Marvin Bernard ground ball in the 3rd inning. Bernard to lead it off, facing Andy Ashby. And Bernard takes a strike. The Cardinals have won that game 6-3 in St. Louis. So we watch one of the monitors here. Lots of congratulations. McGuire hugging his parents. 2 balls and 1 strike. Or make it 1 ball and 1 strike to Marvin Bernard with Bill Miller on deck. And a rocket to right field and a base hit. Marvin gets into these streaks, and if he could carry this out for another 5 weeks, that could be fun.
Well, he doesn't show many signs of slowing down. And here he goes again. Ashby drops one down right around the knees, middle in, and he just smothers it. It's a nice little flat swing. And even if he gets jammed, he's got enough strength to throw the ball out there in right field and get himself a hit.
Jim Leyritz holding Bernard at first. He's got 7 steals on the season.
He asked Marvin about it. What's your success? Don't think, he says. Don't think. So he wanders around the clubhouse now going, don't think. Don't think.
You just hope that Marvin, when he leaves the ballpark, he changes his philosophy. Miller is popped out and grounded out. Well, not a play. Miller looking down to Ron Wotus, who will run through the signs. The Giants and Padres will finish up their season series tomorrow night. Sean Estes against Sterling Hitchcock, a pair of lefties. And then the Colorado Rockies come to town. Miller takes up and in as he bends back to get out of the way. Stepping out again.
Miller, a good hit and run guy. Pretty good speed in the base pass with Bernard.
For those of you that are keeping track of our television schedule, Wednesday night, Fox Sports Bay Area. Friday, the same. Sunday, the same. No TV on Saturday.
Andy Ashby has that same type of a leather sheath that he has on the outside of his glove. He puts his forefinger in, much like that of Mark Gardner, so he doesn't tip his pitches.
Outside corner, Jerry Lane says strike 2.
Anytime you have a pitcher that can do 4 things with a baseball, as Ashby and Mark Gardner can do, a fastball, slider, curveball change, you have to change grips. And when you change grips, oftentimes you will tip the hitter because there is certain movement in your hand that he'll pick up in the batter's box or with a finger on the outside of your glove.
Snap throw. Bernard gets back. And Marvin panicked a little bit there.
I think Carlos Hernandez almost picked off Jim Leyritz too. Leyritz normally a catcher.
2-2 to Miller. Bonds on deck. Giants on top 2-1. Marvin goes away from Hernandez. Bernard can't pick it up, so he'll only get second base.
Well, he should be given a stolen base for that.
That would be the right call. That would be his 8th.
And indeed, he has been given a stolen base by the official score. Takes a look in here. He didn't see the ball get behind Hernandez. Had he picked that up, he may have tried to go to third. There's not a whole lot of area between home plate and the backstop here. Not like that at Dodger Stadium. Or 3-com.
3-2 pitch to Miller. Swinging a ground ball to Leyritz. As Miller gets the job done, Bernard goes to third. Good job by Bill Miller hitting that ball to the right side.
Indeed, that's good situational hitting. The at-bat changed with the stolen base. As soon as Bernard got to second base with nobody out, for Miller, the very least that he could accomplish in that AB was to get Bernard over to third. And he did it beautifully. Now the decision is up to Bruce Bochy as to whether or not they're going to pitch to Bonds, and they're going to bring the infield in, so it looks like they are.
Bonds has walked and he's grounded out. Inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. By the way, the game on Saturday will be televised by Channel 2. That's the Fox Network game. So all 4 upcoming games will be on TV. Low. 2-0.
Again, Ashby pulling across the plate. Carlos Hernandez setting up outside and Ashby going inside. It's got to be frustrating because he's normally a guy that can paint. Throw a pitch anytime and anywhere he wants to.
In the dirt. Well, Ashby also knows that the guy on deck, even though he's got 110 RBIs, he has struck Kent out twice in tonight's game.
They should just put Bonds on now.
Yeah, they even listen. And Bonds will take the one. So this, for Kent, he has
second baseman Jeff
really come through this year in these spots.
He's hitting about 318 with men in scoring position. And that's throughout the season. It's probably a lot higher than that the last 6 weeks. The player of the month in the National League for August.
Well, you got to figure the offense has been cooking. You get the player of the month at the plate. You get the player of the week on first base. Bernard at third. Bonds is at first. Kent waiting. And now the bluff and the bluff.
Well, I think that's a good play with Bonds at first. We've seen him get picked off on that several times. So that's something that some lead scout had picked up. And the Padres, I'm sure, thinking along the same lines of teams that have had success with that in the past against Bonds.
Inside to Kent.
90 mile an hour on the fastball. That's about 5 miles per hour short the last time that the Giants saw Ashby. And that's all mechanical. He says his arm feels fine. Well, where do you lose 5 miles per hour? Well, you're not in sync with your body. Your mechanics are not good. You lose power, you lose velocity.
1-0 to Kent. Swing and a miss. Good location. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think that little slider is the one pitch he has the most confidence in throwing.
Kent takes a trip out of the box and then gets back in.
Big point in this game right here. It's all about momentum.
Kent, check swing roller. Ashby's coming home, and they got Bernard. Yes, he is out at the plate. Now Marvin Bernard got caught a little bit too far down the line, and then he just had to go for it.
Well, it's a tough play because you're taught to try and break once the ball gets past the pitcher. But for Marvin, he probably would have been better off served letting that ball get defined as to where it was going to go. In other words, if it was going to go beyond the pitcher, you still would have had time to come home, but once it got to Ashby, you had no chance. He does the best he can here. A wide throw, tries to swing inside the infield, but a nice play from Hernandez to bang him down. So that's a big bullet. It's up to Burks to try and come up with a 2-out base hit. For our Aflac trivia question, only 2 active pro athletes have stayed with the same team longer than Tony Gwynn, who has been 17 years with the Padres. Can you name them? Our survey said Cal Ripken Jr., and Ray Bork, a hockey player and a baseball player.
Well, I did not know that. Ellis Burks doubled in the 4th inning. Doubled 2 runs in last night after the Giants were trailing by a run, and he swings and misses in its own way.
Well, you said John Elway. I thought it was John Elway. That was a good call.
That Elway's probably 2 or 3 years short behind those guys. No balls in 1 strike. Bonds at second with his lead. Ken at first. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Ashby trying to get himself out of a jam with sliders down and away and fastballs up and in at the belt. His 2 best weapons right now because he really can't locate in and out. Defense straight away with a slight pull at shortstop.
Burke center field. Finley coming in. He won't get it. Bonds is rounding the bag. He's going to score. Burks has done it again. It's 3-1.
Now what a series he's having. When 2 teams get up against each other that are evenly matched, it's the 2-out base hit that determine the outcome of the game. That was huge because now Ken can take a breather as Burks just picked him up. Pretty not a bad pitch. Goes away with a hit off the end of the bat, but Burks can get enough of it just to get it out there in front of Finley. You can see him extend, reach out. It's deflating when you're on that mound. A guy hits a good pitch in a 2-out situation as well. Now you're really vulnerable. Snow can really hurt him here.
And JT Snow takes a strike at the knees, 0-1.
89 miles per hour on the fastball.
The RBI for Ellis Burks, 74. Snow with a big double in the 4th inning to knock in a run.
He's had 2 good at bats. That walk he had this first AB was as good as the double. I always tell you, when he's swinging the bat good, he gets walks because he's seen the ball well.
Base hit to right field. Here comes Jeff Kent. We got a challenge from Tony Gwynn. Gwynn's throw is offline. Kent scores. The throw to third, not in time. It's 4-1. Snow picks up his 2nd RBI. And that'll bring up Brent Maine.
And again, Bullringer gets up for the Padres in their bullpen, but watch this swing of the bat from JT. Down and in. They set up outside. The ball comes across the plate in, and Snow beats the inside location. Another huge 2-out base hit. They got him on the ropes right now.
Maine hits one, and that is a base hit scoring Ellis Burks, and it's 5-1.
Well, that's just some very, very clutch 2-strike hitting, 2-out hitting. Very impressive. Because the thing about the Giants in this whole scenario, they're not trying to go for the kill. They're not thinking 3-run homer. They're just trying to go with where the pitch is. Very compact, good solid swings. Maine up there in a first pitch situation, whacking one left center, going with the location.
Number 35, shortstop Rich Aurelia.
Rich Aurelia has popped out and he's walked. 8th Giant hitter to hit here in the 5th inning. Low and away with a breaking ball, 1 ball and no strikes. Bernard was thrown out at the plate for the second out.
Hitters are amazing animals. Line drives are contagious. A few line drives go off, everybody starts to drool in the on-deck circle.
Aurelia hits a ball in the hole. Gomez will go the short way, and they'll get Maine to end the inning. Giants pick up 3 runs on 4 hits. 5-1 San Francisco.